Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Uncensored podcast. Today, I'm joined with Kieron, and today's going to be a kind of a different episode. When we haven't got any topics, we're just going to see where this goes. Maybe it's going to go well, maybe it's not. We did say a couple of days, a couple of weeks ago, we were going to do an episode where we don't have any topics, we don't really know what's going to happen, and we're just going to run with it. So this could
Exactly. So this could go terribly wrong, or it could be the best thing we've ever done.
Half the episode just like that. That's weather, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm just setting my stuff out before we start, because everything's like
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how to even start this, Kieran. I really ain't got a clue. I mean, yeah. I really don't know how to start it. You know?
Well, obviously, we did say we were going to start an episode where we have no topics, and this is obviously the episode. I'm just setting my brightness out.
Yeah.
2 minutes, just setting my brightness out. There we go. But yeah, there is topics we can talk. Well, there is something to start it off.
Yeah, go on. I definitely think we need something to start it off.
Well, it's not technically classed as a topic, but it is classed as something that I saw today.
Oh, go on.
I was out downtown today with my mum and my dad, and I was having a few drinks, as you do on a weekend, and I won't. I'm not going to say the name of the pub, because I'm pretty sure it's, because I don't want to I don't know. Yeah.
You know what about it?
Yeah. I went into this pub and I heard a lot of music going off, so I thought, go in here, some atmosphere kicking off,
Yeah.
Bit of atmosphere. There's no worse than sitting in a pub and you just sat there with your pint and you're like,
yeah, there.
There.
Got to have some atmosphere.
Music,
yeah.
No music, no nothing. So I went in there and there was a DJ guy on, DJ guy, proper headset, proper, everything. So I'm thinking, so I walked in, he noticed me walking in, because I walked in through the door, the DJ deck was like more or less there, so as you walk through the door. So he was getting a lovely cold breeze every time someone walked in. So as soon as I walked in, I'm like, I've got some decent tunes. And I think he was playing, some like newish bassline type stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like mixed. It was like a mashup. So he was playing a bit of bassline, then a bit of songs that we grew up with, and just going on and on and on.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I don't know what I don't even know where this was going, because if you've got a DJ on, you think that that's the entertainment for the evening, wouldn't you?
Well, until it finishes, yeah.
This pub that I went in had two acts on at the same time. There was a guy, with the headphones on, DJ decking, playing all the songs, right? I didn't even notice this. I went to the bar. I was about to order a drink, and then this big... it made me jump out of my skin. I turned around. There was a guy playing a saxophone at the same time as the DJ guy was on.
Okay, then.
So imagine you're listening to, say, for instance, I don't know.
Eminem will just say.
Right, yeah. Just say you listen to Eminem, right? And then is there a song of Eminem where it plays the instrumental? Because I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I can't think of one, but
where he'll rap and then he'll stop for a bit and then rap again.
There is one, but off the top of my head, I can't think.
Yeah.
But
every time,
let us know in the comments.
Yeah, every time the track was like, every time the person on the track stopped singing or rapping or whatever the song was, he'd fill it in. He'd be playing along with it. But just say, for instance, the track's just got the beat on, he'd copy the beat. So if the beat goes do 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 do, he'd go do 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 do. And I'm like, why are you even here? There's a DJ guy on right at the side of me, and I'm enjoying his vibes. So why the hell are you here?
Yeah, I got on there.
You're playing the same beat as him, but with your instrument.
Yeah, I mean that's a bit daft. I'll admit. I mean, what's the point of having two things on?
Exactly.
I mean, unless they come as a double act, maybe, but I doubt that.
The thing is that I couldn't. I mean, the DJ deck was like the DJ guy was more loud because he had speakers and everything,
Obviously.
and this guy was just playing it through a microphone. But I couldn't like watch. I couldn't like sit there because normally for DJ decks, you just sit there and listen to music.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. But I couldn't. I was like constantly listening to like, yeah. That this song's good. Yeah. Oh, this was a song from my childhood. Then you've got him blowing in that. I'm just thinking, I can't pay attention to. I literally, apart from the music being on, he was playing. I couldn't even hear myself think. So I literally had one drink in there, and I thought, let's go because it's a bit loud. And
Yeah, a bit
obviously,
hectic.
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like a bit of atmosphere, and obviously, I've been
Mm.
to concerts, everything. I'm not bothered about the loud noises. But when you've got a guy playing, Justin Bieber, Eminem, Tiny Tempo, whatever, and then you've got him doing the instrumental of it. Him,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it's
imagine how loud it'd be if you were playing music and I were playing music
uh,
on this podcast. It'd be too, I wouldn't be able to hear ourselves speak.
I just take my headset off and just turn Mark off and just leave it. I'll get asleep. Can't be ours. But yeah, that is a bit weird. That I'll admit. I mean, that is a bit weird. I mean, like I said, I can understand if they come as a double act, but if not,
Yeah.
then there's just no point in doing it. You know, what I mean, obviously, you know, what I mean, some double acts, do come together, but they don't go together. It's just like,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, like I said, we don't run a pub, so we don't know. Maybe some people requested it like that, or I don't know, or
I don't
maybe
know. It's just weird. I don't know. I mean, probably most people will leave in the comments. Oh, it's not weird. It's normal. We've
yeah.
seen it. But I've never seen two acts on at the same time.
No, no, no. Only time I've seen it is if the pub is massive, and I mean
Yeah.
massive. There's like an act, like at the front of the pub, and then like as you go towards the back of the pub, there's another act on there. So
Yeah.
I've seen that kind of stuff,
This was in the
but
same room.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We're being in the
This was in the
same
same
room.
room. Yeah. So it's
Nah,
like me. It's like me doing an act in my little corner, and
yeah.
then someone in the living room area doing their act. It's like, well, I
What's
don't know if
point?
you're doing. What's point? You may as well just have one act on and just leave it as that.
Yeah, it is a bit daft.
It's just a bit, I don't know. I was a bit confused. I'm thinking, well, why would you have two acts on? And I asked some other people in pub why would they have two acts on, and even most of them didn't even know. They was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, it's maybe I don't know. I'm like, yeah, well, you won't come in here because DJ deck's going to deafen you before you even hear him anyway.
And you walk
You
in.
know, you have to walk past the DJ deck to get to the bar, so you're going to get deafened anyway.
It's like that you walk in. Why is there two acts on? Oh, it's not this. It's just a random guy off the street.
Probably could have
Just
been.
walking around with your sack. Hey, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. Random people walking the streets with instruments. I'm just thinking, yep, fair enough, And then, they sit in like alleyways playing music, and you just think, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Literally. Last time, well, apart from today, last time I went into town, I saw this man. He had sunglasses on,
Right,
and he was playing the drums,
okay.
right? And he was playing the drums, and he's got a microphone, and he's singing, and he was singing all the Rastafarian reggae music you can think of with the drums. And I was like, you know what? I don't mind a bit of reggae music.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of them you're just listening, you're like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah,
But
but
then most
some,
of the time, but something's got a good beat.
yeah,
I'm thinking, you know what? I like that. So I literally gave the guy a quid. I was like, hey, I don't really carry cash with me a lot, but on this
yeah,
particular day, I was carrying a bit of change with me, and I had a pound. But you know what? Because you're a good singer and you've got some good taste in music, I
yeah,
went, here's a pound. The guy literally come thank me. He's like, oh, thank you. Give him a quid. I was like, there you go. You know, I said, I'll be coming back here. If I've got any more change, I'll give you some more change.
yeah,
I didn't come back that way because I found that the bus I could got it from somewhere else.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So I was like, maybe
Fair enough.
he weren't there today. So I'll keep an eye out for that guy, and I'll give him an extra quid or something if I see him, because he did play some proper music, proper good music as well. Even though he's playing on the drums, it was proper like someone who you can imagine being on X Factor or Britain's Got Talent and then winning all the way through.
Right. I mean, obviously, tell me we know about said that I'm off my head, but some people who sing on the streets, play instruments and like that on the streets and that lot, aren't them literally sometimes better than the actual pop stars?
Yeah.
You hear them, you're like, wow, you're decent, and you're a pop star. You're just thinking,
to be honest,
I'll listen to him.
We literally, no word of a lie, right? I was literally watching something, right? And I was with obviously a bunch of people when I was, I think when I was at college, and I was in this group at college. And we were all saying, like, this lass, she was singing. On a weekend, she'd go into town and sing, and the rest of the time she'd be at college, right? So we were watching it, and then one particular day we went to town and we saw her doing a live performance, recording herself. She had a phone on a tripod, stuck it there, and she's singing away, blah blah blah. And I went, "Is that her from we've seen at college who does live streaming?" And they went, "Yeah." I'm like, "Wow." And when and literally she didn't get up, we didn't want to interrupt her on the video.
Yeah, obviously.
It's not worse when you interrupt someone. When you finish the song, we could have done.
Yeah.
But because she was singing songs back to back. So when we saw her on YouTube, and then we finally saw her years later on TikTok, she's still doing it in town.
Seriously.
Because obviously when TikTok, I never had TikTok when I was at college. I don't think TikTok were as popular back then. I don't think.
I don't even know if TikTok were even out.
I don't even. I can say I never had it at college. I had YouTube and Twitch, and that was more or less it.
Yeah, same.
But obviously, when TikTok come out, obviously I see a lot more people. Just to go on the live feed, yeah, you'll see a few people sat playing games or just doing their own podcast on TikTok. But then basically you see people in town, more or less on a weekend. Yeah, I see it. They're playing instruments in town and singing.
Right, changing subject slightly. Don't you think that TikTok has got more, like, only with live streaming, but don't you feel like TikTok's got more popular with live streaming? You know what I mean? You go on YouTube now, you can go through a whole of YouTube and probably not see anyone live streaming. You go on TikTok, you cannot go past, like you said, someone singing, playing games, or all. And it's very rarely that you see YouTubers now go out in the street, but you'll see nearly every TikToker out on the street. So I think for like certain stuff, TikTok has got more popular than YouTube in certain aspects.
TikTok, you can do it anywhere you want, really. TikTok,
exactly, yeah.
Because I was literally stood at a bus stop only a couple of weeks ago. I was going to get a birthday present for someone, and I was like, and I need to go and get him a card. I had to go and get him a card and a birthday present in one day, because, as you know me, I like to get things done there and then.
Yeah, best
If I know your birthday is coming up, I will go and get you a birthday present. Obviously, I'll go and get it, and a card as well. So I was doing that.
From Kieron, never had a birthday present. Not total. I want to tell the truth. It's true, you know, bought me out.
Well, all right then. Well,
I've never bought you out anyway, so it's just the same. Yeah.
I'm saying, so if people buy me something, I will get them something.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a family member's birthday, and it's coming up in February. So I thought, I'll go and get the present and get the card now. So it saves me time rushing around, panicking. So I did that, and I was literally stood at the bus stop waiting. I thought, this bus is taking forever, and I'm just sat there. And next minute, this random girl, don't even know who she is or who she was. Random girl, I'm sat there just on my phone, just keeping an eye for the bus at the same time, checking where the bus were. A girl plonked her phone on the turn-in timetable. There, pressed it back. I can hear it going doot doot doot, time counting down. I'm thinking, what the fuck's she doing? She started dancing in front of me. And she was, I don't know, obviously, she was quite old, put it this way, because she looked like probably a 20-odd-year-old.
Yeah.
And she's literally dancing in next to me. I'm thinking, why? At first, I was like, why are you doing that? And two, you've got some nerve to do that in front of me. Because if someone said to me, "Oh, do a TikTok dance at a bus stop." I won't do it if there's someone sat next to
Oh
me.
no.
I'd do it on my own because even though cars could pass and people could look out the window and go, "What's that silly bastard doing?" At least they're not in front of me.
Yeah, they're not gonna pull up and go, "Hey, dickhead, what you doing?" You know, they're
Well, they
gonna be
could.
like,
Well, they
"Weirdo."
could.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah, they could.
I
But
mean, the main thing they're not going to. If someone's driving past and see someone, you know, what I mean, even when I've been in a taxi, I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck are they doing?" You know, I
yeah,
go in taxi, I'll pull up while I'm winded down, mate, what you doing? You know, they're not, drivers and that, they're not going to be bothered. They're just going to think, weirdo. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I mean, when I've
But,
been vlogging on the streets, I mean,
yeah,
I've even had it in my in my vlogs. When I've been walking down the streets on a camera, cars are like that. Well, not cars, drivers are like that. I'm like, I'm vlogging, you know.
but
But
no, but the thing is, it's just weird. I mean, obviously, it is normal. I mean, I've seen people, boys and girls round, round my area, just literally putting the bin like phones up against bins and just dancing. It's like fair enough, but can't you do that same dance at home?
yeah, I mean, I would. I mean, if I mean, obviously, like I said, TikTok. You can do nearly anything on TikTok, and I mean nearly anything. But I think there's a certain thing where you just look at TikTok, and sometimes you just think it's got a bit cringy. Because yeah, I mean, when TikTok first come out, it were people like dancing and miming over lyrics, weren't it?
Yeah,
That's what. Yeah,
lip
lip syncing. That's
syncing,
what it were.
dancing. There were people even doing it from films, like
Yeah,
shows and films,
yeah,
like lip syncing over film quotes and stuff. I mean, I've done a few of them
yeah,
because it was something to do. But now you can literally go on there now, play games, dance, sing. I think I've done many. I don't think I've seen many vloggers apart from like if they've uploaded it from YouTube.
yeah. That's the only
Um,
time you really
but
get like a vlogger.
most of the thing you actually see on TikTok this day now is dancers,
Hmm.
and I keep getting like the local trend that'll come up. So when trend when literally a trend that was up near the end of last year, and I did this trend, and I actually got quite a lot of views for doing it. I literally looked. It was a thing where you'll put a quote like you'll sell like something, and
Mm.
it'd be like when payday comes.
Yeah, and then you
And
see
then you go
like,
like, and then you go like that, look up
yeah,
like that, and it
uh,
cuts to a guy in a nightclub going like this.
yeah, exactly.
It's off a film, I think, or a show, and I've been trying to look for it, but I can't find what it's from.
Yeah,
So, and I did that. I think I got like I tried it I think attempted it 3 times,
pardon
and
me.
the third time I actually did it, and I think it got like 400 and something.
Thing is with that kind of situation. I mean, obviously, um, oh, it's gone. It's gone. I was gonna say something. I can't remember what it were. Ah, yeah,
Oh,
that
Summer's,
wit. That,
summer's kicking in.
it's old age, man. Um, what I see on a lot of TikTok is a lot of people doing abandoned exploring places abandoned. You
Yeah,
know,
I saw it on TikTok.
I,
It's an old one, but I saw a TikTok video yesterday about a tunnel in Japan, I think it were. And when people are going through it, they're having like dodgy
yeah,
trips when they're going
I've
through
seen
it.
that.
And Google Car has tried to go through it, and it goes so far in, and the picture goes like a pinky purpley colour, and it's like struggling to pick up
Yeah,
the focus.
yeah.
And they're saying that, and a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just because it's dark." It's like, yeah, but Google have got enough money to buy a high tech camera that can go in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like the camera's going to be like, oh, it's too dark now, can't do it. I mean, I've seen Google Cut actually taking pictures when it's on like Google Maps at night. It still works,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I mean,
exactly.
yeah, that's got street lights on, but still, man, it's just nah, man. I have seen that one, and I'm just like, I've seen one. I can't remember his name, but he does like going around his own area and traveling to different areas, like in the UK, exploring abandoned buildings, and like, you know, he went into one recent, like, well, I saw it recent, I don't know where, abandoned mental asylum. I was like, it's right. I mean, obviously, people, if the people have seen our other channels, I'm into abandoned places, and there's two places I want to go. Right, an abandoned jail. I just want to go, and an asylum. Them two
Yeah.
places are on my bucket list to visit. Obviously, abandoned. I don't mean why it's not abandoned. That'd just be weird. But them two are on my bucket list to visit as an. And when he literally
There was one in
watched it,
Germany, wasn't there? I think it's Germany or Russia. They had one, an abandoned asylum, and it was abandoned after World War Two.
yeah,
And I think they had an abandoned bunker as well.
yeah,
And for years and years after the World War Two had ended, they actually had this bunker, and it just sat there.
mm,
No YouTube videos about it. No one knew it even existed. And then many years later, when drones have come out, and what we've got technology, what we've got today, they saw it, and people gone in, and yeah, it's crumbled and half it's collapsed, and the stuff that the way when it was used in the World War, and it was in that lot, it has collapsed, and it has wildlife has grown all the way around it, and things have popped up,
yeah,
plants and trees and everything.
yeah.
But a lot of people graffitied it. And it's like, fair enough, it's abandoned. Maybe, I'm not gonna say you can't graffiti, because people out there want to be street artists, and people just go out there and
Yeah, but the
graffiti.
difference between graffiti and street art. But yeah,
But
carry
it
on.
actually was actually it weren't graffiti. It weren't graffiti as in like vandalised. It weren't like gang signs, bro.
Yeah.
It was actually people putting like drawing like monsters on it, or drawing faces on it.
Ah, yeah.
It was kind of like street art, but
Yeah, I know what you
some
mean.
people some people would still class that as vandalism, because
Yeah,
they're messing with a national army World War Two landmark.
yeah,
And inside and outside, obviously it was crumbling down, but the parts that still survived or still up just had like graffiti all over it, and stuff like that. Some of it was random graffiti, like people's names and shit. But apart
mm,
from that, there were a lot of stuff. And literally, I don't know, maybe I think it were the other one with the asylum. That I don't know if that's I don't know if it probably will be knocked down, or it's probably left it down, but the government couldn't knock it down for ages. It was a listed building,
yeah. You can't
and they
knock
could
down
not
this building. You
and up
can't.
to now, and the only footage that people have got from it is when people have gone in, and they said it was haunted, because they heard like footsteps, and because there's no carpet there, it's all tiles.
Yeah.
They clearly heard footsteps, and I've seen videos where they have heard footsteps. They
Mm,
walk, can you like that? And I'm thinking, maybe they did. Did you edit that in though? Is that just
you can
that?
easily do it.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard they said that they heard screams, but it's funny how they never got it on camera.
Yeah. Thing is, with when people do go, I mean, I do believe in ghosts. I've never said I don't. But one thing that really, like I won't say annoys me, but gets me like, you're chatting shit, is when all these people they go ghost hunting, and then they're like, so this walked, and you're like, huh? And they're like, listen, did you hear that? No, I didn't hear shit, bro. What are you hearing? And they don't tell you what it is. It's like, what the hell is what you hearing? I can't believe it.
I'm watching this
They're
guy
like, just
on
fucking tell
the.
me what you're hearing instead of fucking having like a panic attack because you're hearing dripping water. That's the only thing I can hear. You're in a building, there's dripping water. They're like, can you hear that? Yeah, it's the fucking leaky roof. It's water. But they don't tell you what they hear. And it's like,
Oh,
I saw it with my own eyes, but I didn't catch it on camera. Oh, fucking amazing. You didn't catch it on camera. You roll 24/7. But this one time, you see a shadow figure, your cameras weren't rolling. Alright then.
well,
Yeah,
I, well,
I'm
I, well,
saying
I've,
it
wa-
does.
well, I've seen two YouTubers, right, who did this, and one of them you'll know pretty well. It was after It was after a big event, and I never know who this YouTuber was until I watched this big event, and it was Joe Weller,
Mm.
and he did a video. Not all of his videos were the same, but he did one where he went to an abandoned church,
Mm.
or some kind of abandoned building, and there was a way in. So the first time I went in, he heard noises, and he's like chucking stones in, and obviously they were like obviously banging around. So he's thinking, it's kids, there's kids in there, teenagers,
Yeah.
just just acting, messing about. So he's there chucking bricks, and his mates with him, and he's chucking stones and going, like putting voice on, like, hello, 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 what's going on in here, then, like
Yeah.
that. And then years, no happened. They didn't respond for ages. So he's going, leave him then, and his mates going, fucking bunch of pussies can't even come out and do this, do that. And then, I don't know, maybe I think it was like a year later or something, they went back. And they went, and then this guy, the joke around saying, I wonder if any teenagers are going to be, teenagers are going to be
Yeah.
in here, trying to scare us and everything. Because it was a, when you, literally, when you do a YouTube video and you see, like, you're broadcasting where you are,
Oh yeah,
some
people
people
go.
people are going to go and probably vandalize it, so it's never going to stay the same as what you've seen on the video.
We're a bit like that time we had a hangout where we'd like do most of our YouTube videos and just chill and that lot. We did a YouTube video. When that video got published, what happened? It got trashed. Because
Yeah,
people knew where it was and it just trashed it. So yeah,
yeah.
it does
So
happen.
they went in back in, and when they went back in, they were going, "Is anyone in here?" And they're like, just
Mm.
anyone in here? They were going on about it, and they actually found out it actually was ghosts in there. And I was like, was it though? Are you just saying that for the views?
Could be.
Gullible people that'll sit there and believe everything you're saying.
Uh,
Is it just for the views? Are you saying this just for the views?
could
Or is it?
be.
And the thing is, they went around and there was only one way in and one way out. So they believed it was ghosts.
I mean,
His friend,
I.
his friend, his friend stood at the entrance because anyone could run round,
Yeah, yeah. It's not
hide in the
that.
dark room, let him walk past and then you sneak out. But his mate stood in the only entrance that there was, because all the rest of the windows and doors were boarded up, apart from a few you could get round.
Yeah.
And he stood in the entrance and not one person run past him. And Joe Weller's going round recording every corner. And there was not one person there. So he's like, how did they get in when there's only one way out, when there's only one way in and one way out? And they stayed there on one of their videos until it was going dark. I mean, if I was in an abandoned, if I went to go in an abandoned house to record it, and there was someone in there, if I knew if they didn't react to me,
Mm.
I won't go looking on
Nah,
my own.
nah.
I'd just say, okay, I'm leaving now. But on the video, they stayed there till like they'd gone 10 o'clock at night.
Mm.
I'm thinking, no teenager or kids or anyone within in that house is going to be there all night.
I don't know. I mean, not
Maybe they could
teenager,
be,
but maybe
maybe,
like homeless person. Because a lot of homeless people
yeah.
do
But when
go
you
in.
when you want to, yeah. But if you were in a house and you heard banging, wouldn't you want to expect like, wouldn't you feel more safe knowing that you've seen what it is?
If I were in a place by myself, I mean, I would never go in one by myself. I'm not that brave. But if I were with a group of people and I heard banging and I were in the same like in that building, yeah, I'd want to know what that banging were. But like, if someone here, are they going to try and like start stuff? And I'd be like, do I need to go to check it out, or are they just trying to scare me out, or what? So I'd be 50-50. But if I had like people with me, just in case it were someone, then I'd be like, yeah, I'd want to go. But if I were by myself and I heard banging, I'd just be like, nah, I'm getting out of here.
Well, I mean, you've probably seen a few of my videos on my other channel. I've gone into buildings when I'm on my own,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I was literally. It is the adrenaline is quite good,
Yeah, I mean,
The
obvious.
adrenaline's quite good. And you're walking around, and you're like, I mean, literally, I heard a bang on my video, and like you said, I heard a bang, but because I was recording and then stopped recording. It banged when I stopped recording.
Yeah.
And these things, I know you can't. I mean, I know, like you just said, you're rolling, but as soon as once what happens, that's not you. You don't capture it. I know what it is because it happened when I wasn't expecting it to happen.
Yeah.
And and it's like this other YouTuber I watched, who I used to watch a lot, literally, which is like literally, I used to binge watch him every time a video, literally nearly every week, you
Yeah.
know. And he doesn't post much videos now because he's got his own TV show out there where he does haunted abandoned buildings, and he goes to like abandoned buildings. If they're haunted, it's better for him because he gets more stuff out there to do with it. But if it's
Obviously.
not haunted, he just goes there and leaves it, just tells a few history about it, whatever he's done the research on, and that's it. But yeah, it happened to me. And when I used to watch, I watched the last video I ever watched of his was he saw an alien, and he was walking around and he saw an alien, and he's like, "Oh my god, what is that?" And he spun around and you just see this like little thing, like a white thing, running off into the woods. And I'm thinking,
Only I'm gonna say, oh,
I'm just sat there thinking, okay,
fuck off.
I'm 50 I'm 50-50 to believe in aliens,
Yeah.
but what? But that looks like some kind of white albino monkey.
Thing is, right, I'll admit, I do believe in aliens, but I believe they've come to this planet and gone, that they're fucked, and gone somewhere else. I believe that's what's happened. They've come down, they've fucked their planet up, yeah, we'll go and find someone else. And they've just
Well, to be
gone,
honest,
that's what I
I watched.
believe.
Well, like I said, you entitled to your on opinion, but I watched a video and it was about these other guys who do podcasting as well, and they went, "Have you heard the news from NASA?" And he's like, "What news from NASA?" And he goes, "Well, NASA have said the reason why we haven't been invaded or visited by aliens from another galaxy or from another planet is because when they've looked through they've like obviously I mean, obviously, I don't know how fucking NASA know this, for starters. But according to NASA, another planet will have used the same technology we have
Is it where they
to.
look and it takes that long for to get here? They'll be seeing something like dinosaurs or some shit like that.
Yeah, they said that they've seen when they've looked at our planet, they've seen dinosaurs, and they've looked
Yeah.
through their machines and they've gone, "Well, that planet's invaded by dinosaurs. We don't need to go there."
I mean, I have seen that video as well, but I don't know. I sort of, I mean, I get it because they did explain it, but in a way, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't know. I mean, yeah, obviously, light and stuff like that and sound obviously all travel at different speeds. I understand that, but I don't know. I literally. I mean, obviously, for people who's watching, I've always said, uncensored, it's the home of opinions, this is all about opinions. But my opinion is that aliens have come to this planet and just gone, yeah, they've polluted their planet, we're much advanced than these, little apes, that's it, because obviously that's what they're thinking, they're literally monkeys wearing clothes. That is literally it.
They do it wrong on, like, Hollywood gets it wrong because they think if an alien invasion was to come down to Earth today or tomorrow, they would literally blow us all up to smithereens. The invaders, they'd kill all humanity off, they'd kidnap all our world leaders, all the smart people, the scientists and presidents and prime ministers and mayors and everyone would get taken. And they because they always say, Timothy, your leader, don't they, and all that
Yeah,
crap.
yeah, yeah.
All of our leaders would be taken. Obviously, army and police and anyone
They
who
can
fought
take
back.
our leader. No one would miss him.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's what. So basically, when they've Hollywood gets it wrong because not all alien films obviously involve kidnapping and abducting humans.
No,
Most of
no.
them get wiped out. But
Yeah.
what makes you think they'd come down to Earth to blow us up?
They just surmise, don't they?
Exactly, but it's like E.T. They didn't make E.T. a violent film.
No, you two. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
You know, and then they did. Oh, what's it called now? Is it The Day the Earth Stood Still or something? Keanu Reeves was in it, and it's where aliens take over that Earth, and it's like the aliens will destroy the planet with different stuff. Then they did.
um,
Then they did Mars Attacks, where
what
Martians
about
come down.
that one, Close Encounter? Have you ever seen that?
I don't think I've seen that one. No.
Yeah, there were aliens in that. They used lights and sound to like communicate with them, and that's how the aliens communicated back. And they weren't evil at all. They just were coming to like communicate and stuff like that. I'm sure it was
Yeah.
Close
See.
Encounter.
Well, they did that one with Mars Attacks. It was Martians coming down
Yeah,
from obviously Mars, obviously, but it's like, what makes you think Martians or aliens would come to the Earth to blow us up? Yeah, good film idea. Make you a bit of make you a bit of dosh.
yeah,
But the
but
thing is, what makes you think? I mean, when that Atlas thing were flying around and they were keeping their eyes on that, supposing that they got a signal from it, a message from it, saying we're not here to harm you. What? Why would they? You know, I'd be happy. I'd be happy if you just kept your mouth shut and be like, no, don't give us that because you're giving us false hope. You could be like, we're not going to blow you up. We're definitely not going to blow you up.
mm,
We see your planet as useless. It's taking up too much space in the solar system. We're not going to blow you up. We're definitely going to leave you alone. You know, they're just charging their cannons up, and you got some kind of Star Wars light show where Death Star goes. That's it, planet gone. You know,
I
it's
don't
just
know, man.
I don't believe. I mean, it makes you wonder, like, you know, why do they think aliens are gonna come down and invade us and just start wiping us all out?
I don't know. I mean, it's same with that with like zombie apocalypse.
The only invaders we're seeing at the minute is when presidents and prime ministers are sending troops over to other countries to invade that country because they want to start a war because they think, oh, I'm bored today. I'm going to start a war because I'm bored.
I don't think it's that, but yeah. But thing is, though, mate, I see where you're coming from, but it's saying with like a zombie apocalypse. Not all of them. So before people are going, nah, it's not all of them, but 9 times out of 10, a zombie apocalypse always starts by one person creating the virus. Now,
Yeah.
in a real world, why would someone want to create a zombie virus?
Well, they did it in World War Two. I think I watched because I watched a documentary about it. And it was called Zombie Russians, I think it were,
Yeah,
and it was a gas that made them. They're not immune, but like if we was to get shot, they'd be like we'd go down and we'd be like, oh.
yeah,
The gas made them not feel any pain, and they actually just ran like fruit like to them. And I don't know if they killed any of them, but because it's been a while ago since it is, but they actually called they actually there's a video on the internet called Russian zombie Russian soldiers,
okay.
and it was a gas that made them. Once I won't say immune to everything, but made them not feel pain. And I was
Oh.
like, if that's also, and the thing is though, they were already dead. Like they were supposedly on the floor, but then they got up with this gas attack to them. I'm thinking, okay, maybe in realistic terms, it weren't that dramatic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But in a real life zombie apocalypse, though, they've even said in a real life zombie apocalypse, it'd be more like The Last of Us.
Yeah, exactly.
Because The Last of Us is based off of a real life virus that's based in the real world today.
Yeah, yeah,
And all it takes is the planet all year round. Well, probably not all year round, but it just needs the planet to get slightly warmer for this thing to breed
thing is, it is
and
though, the planet
spread.
is getting warmer. The scientists
Yeah.
have actually said the planet is getting warmer. So yeah, it's true what you said. That virus that is out there, it only used to affect with ants, and now it's like moved
It
on.
used to it used to affect ants, and when I mean, it could have evolved, you know,
Yeah,
again, but I haven't kept tabs on it because I don't. I'd rather not know.
yeah,
But now it can. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong because this is what I've seen. It it used to infect. Its first host was ants,
Yeah.
and it'd infect the ant. It'd take it to where it needed to go, and it'd just the spores would just out of its head.
Out, yeah.
And the ant, obviously the ant would be dead because obviously it's destroyed
Obviously.
its brain. So the ant would be dead, and it'd just lay there lifeless, and the spores would be just coming out, and they'd go to other ants in the area.
Yeah.
So ants would just get it. That obviously it'd
Infected,
stick to
yeah.
them. They'd get it, and then they'd have to. Because it messes with the brain, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
So it'd go to. So they'd get told to go somewhere, and then the same happens again.
Yeah.
Someone checked, and it now affects beetles. Same thing happened with beetles. Go to a place, popular area, probably where a breeding ground for beetles.
Yeah, but
So
that's it.
recent one I've seen, it attacks tarantulas.
Yeah.
And there was a tarantula upside down, dead, spores coming out of its uh, belly, well, underneath it.
Yeah.
And it was just laid there like that, obviously curled like they do. And you could see its body had some like little things growing on it, like
Mm.
something you'd see in The Last of Us. Not as graphic as that, but there
Yeah,
was
I know what
something
you
similar
mean.
to that. And I was like, wow, if that is spreading to ants, beetles, and tarantulas, how long is it going to be until we actually get to humans?
It's not long. The last thing is pets.
Yeah,
Once it starts spreading to like cats, dogs, birds, stuff like that.
I'm scared to open the window.
Yeah, isn't it? But then again,
I'm
though,
scared to,
it don't
I'm
matter
scared to get
because
shot.
yeah. But the thing is, though, it don't matter because if it did actually get airborne, that's it. That you only need. I mean, going back to coronavirus, that got airborne, and look what happened. It swept across the whole world in
Twenty-four
days.
hours.
Yeah, exactly. It got let out in China, and it just went across the world, and that's
I mean,
it.
people were taking piss out of it, making songs about it.
Yeah, yeah, oh
Well,
yeah, there were loads of
and then
people.
many people thought, oh, this is the beginning of a zombie apocalypse. I'm like, well, if it is, I've got weapons in my house, so I'm good. But obviously, I'm not going to. But I'm not going to believe that little. I mean, they even said. I mean, people predicted this, and I don't believe it. I mean, I'm like you. You see it to believe it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
they said that 2020 was the birth of COVID, and then there was another virus a couple of years after that, wasn't there? Is it It's beginning with H? I forgot what we were called now. Is it H Summit?
I know what you mean. It's
Yeah,
H5. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah. They say so that was in like 2024,
I want to say
2025
something like the
ish.
Huffer virus, or it's something like that. The
Yeah, something like
Huffer
that.
virus, something like that. Yeah.
And then in 2030, we're going to get a zombie apocalypse virus. I'm like, well, if that happens, zombie shows and games have taught me very well.
Yeah. Always aim for the head.
Aim for the head, decapitate them, aim for the head. Do whatever you need to. But I don't. But like I said, I don't think it will happen because I watch a lot of documentaries. If it's something entertaining, like
Yeah.
World War documentaries and stuff, and I even watched one. And it said on YouTube, 'cause it was a documentary on YouTube. What would a realistic zombie apocalypse be like? And it just said The Last of Us. It'd just be like The Last of Us. Apart from obviously there'd be no clickers, there'd
Obviously.
be no blood, there'd be none of the special infected.
No,
But
no, no.
people getting angry and running at you, and the common infected, that's all they'd be.
I get
There'd be
people
no,
to get
there'd
that
be,
now, getting angry at me and
uh,
charging at me. So what's the fucking no difference for me? I hate your videos. Okay, calm down.
but that's what I'm saying, but imagine that though. Like, I mean, I don't think it would affect the planet as much as it would do in the game, like it has done on the
I
games.
don't know. Thing is though, right?
Well,
I
I'd like to
mean,
see. I'd like to see if someone could literally say to me, right, I've got a time machine here, and I'm gonna take you to the exact date when the world gets taken over by a virus, which is generally like The Last of Us. This is it a year after. This is a year after it's kicked in.
hmm,
I'd like to see. I'd like to see if it what it would look like.
I don't know. I can't say. I
Because
think.
when you watch films like I Am Legend, and other zombie apocalypse films or just virus films like apocalypse
Hmm,
like Walking Dead, Last of Us, stuff like that. They've all a lot of stuff overgrows. Like the weeds and the plants overgrow. You know, bridges get grown like mold on them and everything because no one's there to maintain it. Obviously, I know that would happen, but the Eiffel Tower that hasn't got any mold growing on it, but it's starting to rust
Mm-hmm.
because obviously weather,
Weather
the
and that lot,
nature
yeah.
of weather and everything, the rain's just clouting it, and obviously cold obviously tightens the. Obviously, it affects it as well. But thing is, would it, no one's maintained that for a while because they said it was built to last. It was the symbol of France. But thing is, it's starting to rust, so that'll collapse at some point if they don't fix it or try to fix it. But it's like, even stuff that even stuff that I've seen that's been left abandoned since I were probably at school or college. That's not got weeds growing around it. There's a pub literally not maybe what a night. Well, I think it's in a pub. A pub literally 10-15 minute walk away from where I live. It's been shut down for ages. Shut down way before COVID. Shut down when I used to go in town on a daily basis. It's been shut since as long as I can remember, and it's not grown one bit of weeds around it. One bit. I
Yeah.
know. I know. Most people be like, yeah, it takes years and years for plants to grow around it. But the thing is, no one even maintains it. It's been shut for a long time. Probably was shut when I were at school.
Oh, so it's been a
But
while
I
then.
only saw it when I only realised it was there after I left college, and it's been shut for a long time because there's the only reason I know it's there, been there for a long time, is because you can see graffiti on it, and the graffiti, some of the graffiti is starting to fade away.
Mm.
So it's like, and obviously, some of them are just starting to fade away because obviously the weather is obviously battered it, and obviously eventually nothing lasts forever. It's just lost its fade.
I mean, obviously, I don't know. Obviously, like you said, it takes years and years for, like, Mother Nature to take control back. But I don't think I like I said, buildings, yeah, would rot and that lot. But with the like stuff growing in, when you like on what you was Last of Us, you go in houses, you go upstairs and there's grass. You're like, how the fuck is grass upstairs? How So I do believe that Mother Nature would take ages. Mother Nature always wins,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Mother
right? No
Nature's
matter
not.
no matter what. But I don't think it would be as bad, like you said. I do believe, like, probably like, a lot of buildings would fall down. Grass and trees and plants would just go wild and everything. But I don't think all the buildings would like have like plants and trees and shit like that growing in them or out of them. I can't remember what it were. They went inside a building and there were trees inside. I'm like, how the fuck is there trees inside the house? How's that happened? You
Well,
know,
maybe Mother Nature was designed to think, well, this place used to be a lovely place for a tree, but this house ain't going nowhere, so I'm just going to put a tree right there. So the
but
house rather shifts, or the house rather shifts, or or the tree's going to go through it. But
in
obviously,
it.
I don't know. And probably people in the comments will probably you know help us out with that. Like thinking, well, maybe it would because you see, like there's a house on my mum's road, and you'll see like it's got like this twig stuff going across up the house. It's
Oh
nearly
yeah.
going over the window. But the woman who lives there, her husband obviously died a few years ago, and he used to tend to the garden.
Ah.
Obviously, he had a proper passion for working in in the garden
Oh
because
yeah, horticulture.
yeah, and he used to try and stop the twig things from going across the window, but now they've gone over the window. She can't even open a window anymore in the summer.
What, really?
She can't even open it. Literally, I
Oh.
go and see my mum probably every other weekend, and sometimes every weekend, depending on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But literally, you see it, and it's just like literally overgrown, and the window's like there, and the twigs are like more or less like that.
Fuck.
I'm like, can't you get someone to do that?
Yeah, I'm sure she could get someone to do it.
And
Probably
then you
don't
cut the
want
root
to.
off. Eventually, it'll fall off. If you cut the root off, it'll dry up and then fall off.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not. But obviously, I'm like, but maybe she just thinks that they were an old couple, so maybe she's not bothered about it because she thinks, well, I'll probably not be here long enough to
Yeah.
sort, to not be bothered about it. So but then I think the kids, like her kids and probably grandkids, go up and help out. But apart from that, the house just looks like a proper. Yeah, yeah. It had a little stage on his garden, like a little stage, probably like say that white. So that's where the house is. And the little stage plants, they're like a little porch thing on it.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
I've always walked past it and thought I could have a little entertainment going on there. You could have that little stage there, a little karaoke session or something. But obviously, I used to see him every day on the garden, and obviously, eventually, you don't see people for a while because you just think, well, you get your own life to live, and then eventually you're like, oh, no, him, yeah, he died. Oh, really? So it's sad. It's sad to see Mother Nature taking over a house, but like you said, Mother Nature will always win.
One thing that used to it didn't annoy me, but everyone says it, and I've said it. I can guarantee you say when somebody passes away. Really, I only saw them last week. What's
Oh,
that?
really?
What's that got to do with the? So, all right then. So you seen last week, and he or she or they passed away this week. Yeah. Well, it was last week, so why do I care?
Well,
You don't.
I know someone who used to work at Asda, and he was the most. I won't say. I don't know. I won't say energetic, but he was the most athletic person.
Yeah.
He was always in shape.
Yeah.
And he always used to go on, if he weren't working, he'd go to the gym, and he just used to. I played Xbox with him, literally. Oof, about a week after. By the way, I used to work at Asda. When I was like friends with him, it only took me like 2 3 days, and I made friends with him, and he was about 40 something. And he was like recently, he was 50 while I was still, I think he was like 49 or something. And he got into his 50s, and he said, if I don't get a better job than this, I will retire at like 55, maybe 60.
Mm-hmm.
He got a job working as a porter, and they're all good paying jobs if you depending on which porter you want to do.
Yeah.
Found out I think he had sciatica.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, for people who don't know what that is, it's basically kind of similar to like nerve damage in a way.
Yeah.
You
Bottom of your
know,
back
in
is in constant pain.
yeah. So you could be, a lot of long term drivers get it because they're in the same position all
Yeah.
for a good few hours. Then when they get up, they're like, oh, because they've gone stiff and obviously the muscles and everything. Found out he had sciatica. He's like, oh, okay, and then they just helped him with that. No, no. Found out he had cancer. No one even knew.
Oh.
Died. Went to bed, didn't wake up, cancer took him. And I was like, and I found out when I went to Asda last year in 2025, last few then just before December, I think it were. I found out about it and I was like, really? And you know what the worst thing, the weird thing was? I think it was like a few days before I found out that news. I was on Xbox and it said he was not online for 100 and something days. And I was thinking, I wonder when he's going to come online again. And then I found that news. I was like, what? It didn't upset me.
It was like a shock. Like
It
whoa.
was a shock. I was like, what? One of the fucking healthiest people I know is like that. And people that I know, they were like, yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? His funeral's soon. And obviously, I think his funeral's already happened now. But I was like, that is so weird how you think of someone
Yeah.
and then you find out they died. It's like, what? I mean, I'd always, and I think he was in his 50s, like late 50s, I think.
Mm.
So I was like, that is crazy. That's absolutely crazy how you could just literally think about, oh, I hadn't seen him for ages, or I hadn't seen her for ages. And then when you see someone who knows them, oh, how's he or how's she? Oh, they died. You what?
Yeah.
It's like, like I say, it didn't upset me. I wasn't upset to cry, but I was just like. Oh right, and I was like gutted.
Like, yeah, you know that person, you spent time with him, you chilled with him, and then you like it comes to like, okay, I'm never gonna see hear that person again. What the hell? It's not you're upset, but it's more like a shock, upset
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of deal, kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, someone I know, another job, died. He was only young, and he had, I think about 20 something, maybe around my age. And I think he had, I think he got diabetes. I had diabetes. I did a TikTok video literally talking about it, to give my respects.
Uh,
And he went into office to where he worked. Obviously, I guess he were clocking out for the day because obviously drivers, they have to like show the boss that they've done all the jobs and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So they went in office, just about to walk out office, collapsed on office floor dead. I was like,
It does
yeah.
it does happen.
And I don't know if I don't know if I had an heart attack or a stroke. I mean, I can't really remember actually, what he died with, but I do remember he just literally went in the office, signed his stuff, checked out. Right, see you tomorrow, boss. Dead.
Oh.
It's like me saying to you, right, I've seen a bit, and then next minute you think, Kieran will watch this episode when it goes up, and I'm passed out on floor. You just never know when it's going to happen.
If
You
that
just
does
never
happen, can
know.
I have your PlayStation 5?
No, because I'm selling that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Selling it for PlayStation 6.
Whenever that
No,
comes
but
on.
no, but no, but being realistic though,
Yeah.
you never know. You never know.
You never know what's around the corner. I mean,
You never know.
anything could happen. I mean, it could be anything. I mean, I could go and walk my dog tonight. I get run over by a truck or something, or I could go to sleep and not wake up. I've got sleep apnea. Anything could happen. You don't know what's around the corner. Obviously, it's been recent. Like I watch people who do the news on TikTok, and for the past few times, like there's been a stabbing there, been a stabbing there, been a stabbing there. I'm like, for God's sakes, why is that? Why is like the knife crime getting so high recently? And it's
Exactly.
so it's ridiculous. When we were like at school, gonna sound old, but yeah, back in the day, yeah, you'd probably about one, two, probably like three knife crimes. Knife crime weren't that bad when we were young, and then it just skyrocketed. And now there's like kids getting stabbed. Oh, I've got a kill streak, kill this streak, that. You're like, what? People are getting stabbed over summer.
I mean, there
Like,
was stabbing in the school not long ago, but the person who got stabbed didn't die; he just got injured.
yeah,
There
it's
was a kid I read about it. There was a kid that got stabbed, and I'm not going to give you the
yeah,
school. I'm not going to tell you the school name, but pardon me, but they got like a little, shank thing,
uh,
and they were walking past random kids and just going, and they're going like, "Ah," and that literally had cuts and little like, scars, well,
mm,
little, scratches on them, and they were bleeding, and people weren't realizing they were bleeding until they'd,
they look, yeah,
realize, because it's like, so if someone pricks you, you'd be like, what was that for? And you're like, you look at it and you go, oh, I'm not bleeding, that's all right. But then a minute later, you'd feel your hand get all wet
wet
and you'd
and
feel
yeah,
something going down your fingers. And you look and you're like, what the fuck, my hand's bleeding. So it's like, and literally, a lot of parents in the comments did actually say, because it was on Facebook, that it was disgusting. That
yeah,
you send your kids to school and the teachers are supposed to make sure your kids are safe
yeah,
while they're there. They're supposed to teach them whatever they're supposed to teach them.
mm,
They're going there for a reason, not to get fucking stabbed and all that type of shit. And then obviously, I see like it happening all over on, like, yeah, you said TikTok. A man, probably not from this country, comes over here and stabs somebody from our country.
mm.
I mean, it makes me laugh where they go, a man that's not from this country has stabbed another man not from this country. What are you getting to gain then? If you're coming over here for whatever reason, why have you stabbed someone who's from your own country? Even if it's in our country, why are you doing it in our country? Why are you doing it in your? You've just killed someone who could be the same religion as you.
Because what it is, man, the simple fact is they know, right? And people can yeah. They come, they know, they'll come over here, they'll stab someone, then they'll get a lawyer, a judge. He didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know that it was against the law. And then, Keir Starmer will start stamping his feet. He can't go to prison. And then that's it. He gets let off. I mean, you hear so many people who's done stuff, and you go, oh, another person causing crime. Later on, he was drove back to his hotel. You just think, so yeah. I mean, obviously, no one who's done murder obviously has been let off. But when they've done like robbery or stuff like that, you robbed the shop or I robbed the shop, we'd be in prison straight away.
Oh yeah.
He didn't. He didn't know it was wrong. She didn't know it was wrong. Now they're back in safe and sound in the
What they'd
hotel.
say?
It's like,
You know what they'd say if it was us?
yeah.
If we was to go to a shop together and they thought, you know what, let's rob it, and then we end up doing it, they'd go, your solicitor, your lawyer, whatever they call it, is supposed to be on your side.
Yeah.
But if they went, Mr. Lee Hoyland didn't know what he was doing, he claims he didn't know what he was doing, they'd go, where are you from? Where were you born?
Yeah.
And then they'd say, he was born in this country. We should know what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows right from wrong.
But then as soon as someone comes over who's not from this country, they go, where's he born? And then give him the country. Oh, well, he doesn't know. Maybe he thinks robbing shops is all right in his country. I mean, literally, no word of a lie. I mean, I think I said this a few podcasts ago. Some people who have caused crimes, don't matter if it's murder, robbery, or sexual assault, some of them have been deported already.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I told you ages ago, there was an Indian family, and the police said to him, "You're going to be deported today, but your wife and kids will stay here until they have gone out, until they're old enough to not be in any more full-time education. When they leave school and they're no longer in full-time education, like with university and college and everything like that, as soon as they've stopped doing all of that and they are legally not bound to be in full-time education anymore, they've got to join their dad back in their own country."
I'll be honest with you. I don't see the point of that. If they're staying over here, they haven't broken no rules or laws. Allow them. Allow them to stay. What?
No, well, the dad was trying to sleep with an underage girl.
Yeah, so send the dad. Yeah, so deport the dad. Yeah, I understand that. But his daughters and his wife or whatever who stayed over here, they've done no wrong. They didn't try and cover it up at all. So why can't they stay? Just because their dad's a dirty old bastard who wants to get his thrills from somewhere else. It's true though. Why do they have to be punished? Why?
Maybe because they think. Well, maybe because they think if one can do it, maybe they're trying to make an example out of him.
Yeah, so their dad has done some, unforgivable, right?
Well, yeah, obviously.
And he's probably gonna go back to where he comes from. Fair enough, whatever. You do that, it should happen. I just don't see why his family has to suffer just because he's a dirty bastard.
Well, maybe they're just trying to make an example out of him. I mean, how many times did we see people misbehaving in school, and the teacher said, I'm gonna make an example out of this boy or out of this girl. You do this, you're getting the same punishment that she's getting or he's getting."
Yeah, but I mean,
That's all it is. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not here to say. I mean, you're probably going to say maybe they haven't done no wrong. But what happens if they grow up and they think, well, my dad did it and he didn't get caught for years and years, so maybe I can do it.
Then once they get caught, back home.
I'm saying, but it's already happened then, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
It's already happened. You know, I mean, obviously, I'm not defending the woman. I'm not trying to say,
I know what I mean.
you know, I'm not defending him or her, and I'm not trying to, you know, say that because she's a different race, you know, she deserves this and that. But, but to be honest, if if you're if one of your family members, brother, sister, cousin, whatever, knew they did that, or even just your parent in general, you don't want to live around that area anymore.
Yeah, true. Because
You know, you'd be
obviously
like, well,
you
I
get
don't,
tied
you
in with
know,
the same, that
if you
tied in
get
with the
really
same
rich, you
brush.
know, that it's like, oh, your dad or your mom or your sister, your brother, your cousin, he did this, she did this, you know, and then you're getting a brick through your window.
Yeah, I kind of see your point.
If it was me, I'd rather just, yeah, maybe obviously it is a hard thing it would be a hard decision to make, but if you find out, if that happened to someone, and because I always watch them on Facebook, and I call them the nonce exposers because they come
Yeah.
and well, they're not called that, but they're called
Yeah, I know what you mean.
predator stunner, and
Predator
they go
exposure or
around
something like
and they get the predators that they've done, and they get them to come down, and they pretend to be
that.
13-year-old,
Yeah,
14-year-old, whatever, and then they get them in alleyways.
yeah,
So they're thinking, they're sat there going, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to do this, going to get this. Oh, yeah, oh, I can't wait, I can't wait." And then they turn up and they go, and some of them you can even see, and they go, "Oh shit."
yeah. They
Yeah,
know.
they look and they go, "Oh, you're here for me, but not for the reason I thought you were coming for me. You're here to expose me and blah blah blah."
Yeah,
And that was it. And they get exposed, and I absolutely love watching.
so do I. It's funny.
It's so funny that like, they go, it's funny when they go, "I didn't. That's not my account." And they go,
Yeah,
"It's, it is your account, mate, because you've done it. You know,
yeah,
we've got chat lots
exactly.
here." And I'm thinking, I'm like, why would you be so daft and gullible and stupid to talk to someone underage who doesn't even know probably what sex is,
Yeah,
and then they just start like, "Oh yeah, meet me in here. We'll do this. I'm gonna take you this, take you that," and then they do, and then they go and do it, and then it's like, I mean, one of them that made me absolutely laugh my head off, and give him his due, he was honest.
yeah,
He was honest because they said, "You're gonna go to jail no matter what you do.
yeah.
You could lie to us, you're still going to jail. You could be honest with us, you're
You're
still
gonna,
going to
yeah,
jail."
whatever you do,
Whichever
yeah,
choose you're choosing here, you know, whichever, because he actually had it on his hands. He went, "This hand means you tell the truth. This hand means you're lying." He
yeah,
says, "No matter which one you choose, they both go the same direction."
yeah,
And then he's going, where did they go?" And he goes, "This hand takes you to jail, and this hand takes you to jail. Whichever you choose, rather to lie to me or tell me the truth, you're going in the same direction." You know. And he was like, it was literally, it must have been about what, probably 20-something-year old.
mm,
And he was, I've seen, there's, I think it was English. I think it was English. And he went, "You know what, guys? You've come here. You've made me think I was texting someone who I wasn't. I was talking to you, and you've got me. I can't lie about it." And literally, he just literally told them everything, and they went, "You know what? You're an honest lad." And he said, he said, "I'm never going to do it again," and all that lot.
yeah. They
But,
all said that.
well, they always do. But literally, let's look to him, man, because you've been honest. We are gonna treat you with respect. Now you have been honest. He said, "You're still
Yeah,
gonna go to jail. You're
obviously.
still gonna go to jail, but we're gonna. But instead of us like calling you a dirty pedo and a dirty nonce and just being aggressive with you, because you've been honest with us,
Mm,
we are going to talk to you in a professional manner until the police arrived." The live stream must have been going on for an hour,
mm,
and police turned up and went, "Right, your chariot awaits." And then police come. Obviously, they have to walk away because
obviously.
they can't show the police on the camera. They can just show the back of them walk into the car.
Yeah.
And as they go past, they go at camera and they go, "There you go, Mister Whoever he is now on the way to jail. That this is why you should never talk to kids and all this lot." And I'm thinking, I agree. I agree with that. And then that's it, done. Cuts the phone, cut the live stream off, and then another video will play.
One thing that I can't get, and obviously, you see if you can answer this. How do they keep calm? Now,
what the people who were recording them.
yeah. Now, obviously, I've seen the one that go, "Oh, you dirty, not blowing to this." Comes out pedo, exactly. You know, and I'm like, yeah, but then they're just like that, and then nothing else. I'm sorry, but if I were doing something like that, and he's talking to like 10-year-old girl, it'd just be a case of, "Hey, Cameron, what's that over there? What? Oh, mate, you're falling over. What's wrong?" You know, how they keep the cuts like, "You dirty nons, yeah, wait till you get into prison." Slap him up a bit.
Well, that's why they recorded, because if off camera you could say anything, you know. But some of them do actually rough them up. Some of them actually start like trying to push past, like, "Oh no, no," and they actually say, "You push past us or try and run, we will detain you and we will hold you to the floor
Yeah,
until the cops arrive." And some of them have been detained. Listen, I've seen a video of them where they've grabbed where he's tried to push past them and they've grabbed over his neck, slammed him to not. Well, I won't say slammed him, but
yeah,
they've
for
pushed
sure,
him onto the
before.
wall and they've dragged him down to the floor and they've got his hands behind his back and he's like, "Oh, let me go, let me go." And he's probably kicking off and they're like, "No, he's staying there till the police arrive." They do rough him up, but understandable, you know. But I saw one where this man's wife didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah,
And the wife was like, "Oh my god, oh no, oh," going off like that. And she literally went for him, and you could just see her arm go across the camera, and the guy that has to like
yeah,
push her out of the way and
yeah,
go, "No, this is the reason why we're recording him, because it's proof that we haven't attacked him, and if he attacks us first and we retaliate, this is our proof."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because like you just said, you could go, "Cameraman, what's that over there?" And then you go, "Oh, it's fell over, it's fell over. Did you get that?" No, no. That's that they won't look, they won't do that. They literally would have to film that guy or woman or whatever it is, so they know that you don't accidentally slip him up or hit him or whatever.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. How did they keep coming? To be honest, if you were doing something like
But they've
that,
got to keep calm, haven't they?
yeah, but wouldn't you just want to
They've
twat
got to
him?
keep calm.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to?
Obviously, you'd want to do that, but I think what it is, you'd hope and pray that the man or woman or whoever has done it would get treated badly in prison,
Oh, of course they do, man.
because there's, like I said, there's murderers in there, there's
You go
robbers in there.
the certain stuff you go to prison for. That obviously it's all bad what you go to prison for, but the certain stuff you go to prison for, like burglary, murder, stuff like that. You know that you normally go to, like robbery, shit like that. You go to prison for, and then next
Yeah.
minute you go to prison for being a pedo. You really think the murderers are just going to go? No, no, you're gonna go to sleep that night, wake up, and you're gonna be hanging from your fucking bunk bed. We probably
Well, yeah,
carved
you could
into
do
you.
it.
Nonce.
Well, did you know? Well, someone actually did found out about. I mean, I did a TikTok video about this a while back, well, literally last year, where a man had touched up a young girl, did things to her, and when they found out it was him who did it, they went into his cell, and there were three of them, I think, and we'll put it this way, he got a very warm welcome.
Yeah, I can guarantee it.
And they'd literally go over to my TikTok and watch that video, what actually happens to him. But literally, put it this way, I bet he was regretting his life choices when when that happened. When it was when it happened to him. I
Yeah.
don't know if he got killed or if he got badly injured, but he did get. So he did. I think he did get killed or something like that. But
They
I've heard it.
don't.
I've heard stories. I've heard stories on Facebook and on TikTok and even on other things where people have had, like, obviously, like, I forgot what it's called now. But if you put sugar with boiling water, it may, I can't remember what they call it now. But
Yeah.
it's like acid. In other words,
Yeah, and yeah, they use
the
that.
sugar, the sugar and the boiling water from a kettle will more than likely blind you if
Yeah,
it goes in your
exactly.
hands, and it literally your skin would come off. Well, not come off, but it burn you.
Yeah.
You know. And a lot of prisoners do that. If they know they can't physically touch you, they'll get something to do it for them.
Mm.
I watched a TV show with Sean Bean, Sheffield actor,
Yeah.
and he was a teacher, but he got locked up for something. I can't remember what he got locked up for. He got locked up for like possession of drugs or something because he said someone tricked him or something, and he got locked up.
Yeah.
And he was a pushover, and everyone was pushing him around. If he was on phone call, they'd take the phone off of him, slam it down, so he
I think
loses his
I've
phone
seen
call.
it though.
Yeah, there's a scene where they actually put sugar in the boiling
Is
water
it
and
when they
just chuck.
walk into a cell and they chuck it at him?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I've
yeah,
seen it on TikTok.
yeah. And obviously he's like, oh, going off like that. And they slam the door shut so no one can, so
Get
it
to him.
muffles the screams a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so if to answer your question, the reason why they are so calm is because they think and they hope and they pray that he, she, them will get the same punishment in prison or even worse punishment in prison
Yeah.
than they would. I mean, if I was in charge of the justice system and people got locked up for like small crimes like you said, robbery, GBH,
Yeah.
stuff like that, I'd let them eat. So fair enough, they're eating. I'd feed them and water them and give them a bed to sleep on. But if they was to rape someone, sexually assault someone, whichever, and they did something like that, I would let them sleep on the floor, no feeding, no water, probably give them a toilet to piss and shit in, but it wouldn't be
Give him
a comfy
bucket.
toilet. Give
But
them
thing
a bucket, and if they want feeding, give them out of date bread,
Well,
mouldy bread.
thing is though, that then obviously before people start in the comments, then there's the human right. You can't do it. He's still a human. So it don't matter that life he's destroyed of doing it to, that child. Doesn't matter that he's destroyed their lives. We've still
Thing is,
got to
what people need to
protect him.
realise is people need to realise is right. Yeah, in the comments that you just said, oh, human rights, he's still a human. Would you be saying the same thing if it happened to your children?
Yeah, exactly.
If they've got children and they're watching this and they're in the comments and they've got a young daughter or a son or whatever, when would they sit there and go, "Oh no, even though he's done this to my child, I hope he gets fed in prison." No, I hope the guy chokes on his food. I hope the
Yeah.
guy lives. I would literally starve him.
Uh,
I
like,
mean, I
lovely
thought me and you.
lamppost. Rope. That's it, you know what I mean? Seriously, this is what I don't get, right? I mean, changing the subject slightly, this country's justice system is a fucking pushover.
I mean,
It's an absolutely piss
Donald
take.
Trump, Donald Trump even said the country is slowly turning into the worst country
It
because
is.
it's being run by a loser.
Yeah, I mean, right, be honest, right? I mean, obviously, Kieran, anyone in the comments, be honest, right? Someone does, right, rapes, murders, whatever,
Yeah.
right? If they come out of prison, new identity, why? Why give them a new identity when there is a 50-50 chance they'll just go and do it again? It's the
Yep.
case of, oh, we need to protect them. I'm sorry, but if someone goes around murdering, I don't know, old ladies or old men just to nick their pension, or some dirty
Yeah.
bastards goes touching up kids, and he comes out or they come out or whatever, and they go, we gave him a new identity, we'll put him in witness protection. Why? Because we don't
Well,
want no wrong to him.
He just uses new identity to come and do it again. I mean, his name could be like, I don't know, something like Dan, right?
Yeah,
He gets new identity. Your name's now Winston.
yeah,
Okay then. And then they just go, a man named Winston was locked up today. No, his name's Dan.
yeah, exactly. I just
To be
don't
honest,
think.
they should. I mean, to be honest, I mean, if you know about this, and I don't know about this, but they're on about bringing in some countries ICE police, and it said, and it's literally, it was on Facebook the other day, ICE police, and it's got like uniform, and it says ICE police on the back of it. Right? I don't know what they are. I haven't really looked into it much.
Fucking
But a
probably,
lot of people.
probably arresting people for using ice. Can I have ice for that? Whoa, why only asked for ice? Where the fuck am I going?
But literally, if you look it up, supposedly it's not a very good thing because Killian Murphy said if you support the ICE police, don't watch my films. Because it must be some of that. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it much, or there's not many
I've
videos
never heard
about it.
about it, so I can't really say.
Well, literally, go on Facebook and you'll see.
Oh,
Type it in.
is it
But
ice like
literally,
spelled like ICE?
like ICE is like ICE,
Yeah,
and then
that's what
it'll
I'm.
just go in space, and
Yeah,
then
then
yeah,
police.
police.
Yeah, right.
But going about that though, about what you just said, they need to bring back all the other old punishments they used to do. You know, they used to burn. Like if people were suspicious of being a witch, they used to burn them.
Okay, that's probably a bit too
You
far,
know,
but
you know,
yeah, I
they
know what
used
you
to set them
mean.
on fire and burn them. You know, with people, they used to hang them.
Yeah,
You know, they used to hang them. They used to chop their heads off. You know, in the guillotine and everything. All these old punishments. No, it didn't happen.
yeah,
You know, maybe in certain circumstances, like you say, if they murdered like one of the royal families, maybe they would get an
yeah.
old punishment.
They'd get hung. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they get
think. I
hung.
think
Yeah,
if you rob, murder, or do alt to the royal family, it's like you can be hung. I might be wrong.
yeah.
I might be wrong, but
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. I think all the old punishments would scare a lot of like you said, a lot of teenagers now that would walk around or young adults and they're going, I can stab someone. I'm not, what they're gonna do? Lock me up. I get 3 meals a day in a nice comfy bed, and I just, no one touches me because I'll just do them in and all that lot. I bet they'd be shit scared if they went right tomorrow. You're gonna get your head chopped off.
yeah. Well, they wouldn't be. Nah, go on, do it. They did, please. I don't really mean to. Look, that old man I put in intensive care. I didn't mean to do it. I just lost control of my hands. Tough shit. Right round neck. Any last words? Sorry. Yep. That's it. That's it. There
I
we
mean, they
go.
did it like on Green Mile. You know the film Green Mile with
Yeah,
Tom Hanks, right? And that's the electric chair and everything. In some countries, they still do that. I think.
I think they do.
But
Yeah, I'm not
but
sure about
but there
that.
was a but there was a I think there was a paedophile getting lethal injection, and the way he was kicking off in the chair, I thought he was like to be electrocuted himself. To be honest, they're there putting needles in his arms and the poison and everything. And he's there proper rhyming, kicking off, going all this lot. I'm thinking if that's the reaction you're doing, and you're getting put to sleep permanently by a lethal injection, you maybe should have thought about that before you started doing what you did to get locked up in the fucking first place.
I agree. I
You know,
agree.
you're standing there going, no, please, no, please. That's what the victim was saying, and you kind of going,
Mm.
nah, you're all right, you're all right. No, you said no. Well, it means yeah, no. Literally, I mean, I'm not gonna go into graphic detail about this, but if I was in, like I said to you, if I was in charge of the justice system and a guy come in and went, right, that guy over there has been arrested for sexual assault on a teenager. How old? 13, 14, right. I'd get the
Castrate
most
the cunt.
bluntest scissors. Yeah, I'd get the most bluntest scissors possible. And I'd just inch by inch.
Mm-hmm.
The guy would be, it'd be the most, it would be the most painfulest transition of him switching genders ever in history.
But the thing is,
And
that's
if,
what
there, and if there was blood spearing out of him and going all over me, and they opened the door and went, "What have you done?" I'd just go, "I don't regret nothing."
like I said, then you'd get locked up. Then the human rights thing.
It'd be worth it though, because you're taking one monster, even though he's off the streets. It'd be. I mean, yeah, there's probably millions, thousands of them out there that'd take his place. But me knowing, what about that dad that did it years ago? There was a dad that beat this guy up because he touched his daughter, found out who we were, battered him, got locked up. They went, any last words before you get locked up? He went, at least I took a monster off the street.
Right.
And that was it. He went, I took a monster off the street, don't really care. Lock me up, throw away the key. Long as I protected my daughter, I don't give a toss. And they locked him up for 5 years. He was out in 3 for good behaviour. And he was a man protecting his own daughter. And I'm thinking, any man who wants to protect his son or daughter from anyone like that, I would shake your hand. I would shake your
Exactly.
hand. I know my mum and dad would do the exact same thing to me if I was a girl. They would they want to protect me like that. And I know plenty of parents, and even some parents there as well, who would literally put their life on the line if that happened if that happened to their child.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, I mean, even a few YouTubers and TikTokers who've got kids and they've done videos because it's that much of a not much of a popular news thing.
Mm.
There's a family I watch on Facebook and TikTok. They've both got a TikTok and Facebook account, and they've even said if that happened to any of their kids, if something happened like that to their kids, you may as well pick point to a cell which is going to be mine because I'll be going in there.
Exactly. Exactly.
And and I've always said it: if you hurt kids, you deserve to be hurt the same way, or even better yet, tortured to a point where you're begging for death and just go, why should we? It ends your suffering. That girl who you've done that to, or boy, because I know it can happen to boys as
Mm.
well, but that child you have done that to, they're going to have to live with that, and they're going to have months and months, maybe even years of therapy,
Mm.
counselling, anything to get that to push that back in the mind, or even forget about it entirely, which you're never going to make them forget about it. No
Um.
matter how much therapy you get, it's always going back in the mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to
They
have
get in a
another.
relationship. It could always like trigger it again.
Yeah, and then you'll come up to the day it happened to you, and the
Yeah.
day it happened, like
Yeah.
you think about it again, it'd be like it's like you've created your own anniversary for you having that happen to you,
Mm. But
even though
thing
it's
is,
something you should never do.
The thing is, though, that's what I'm saying. We're saying this will all happen, and then there's like, yeah, but we've got human rights. I don't class that
Yeah, of
person
course.
as a human, is a monster. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And that's what I'm saying. They go in prison. They get 3 meals a day. Yeah, there's a chance that they are probably going to get stabbed, but they're put in a wing with the rest of the monsters that do it. And
yeah.
then obviously they're like, oh, would I don't know. We'll just say like Stan. Oh, Stan. He got locked up for abusing kids. He's not eating. We need to make him eat. Fucking let him starve then. Why?
Yeah.
If someone goes into prison going, that's it. I'm going on a hunger strike. All right,
Fair
fair
enough.
enough. Fair enough.
That fool could go towards another inmate who actually deserves it.
Yeah, exactly. He's there going, I'm gonna starve. Instead of the wardens going, oh, we need to get him to fade, get him on a drip. No, just leave him to fucking die. Literally. It literally, prison's about them reforming, so they become better people. How many people come out of prison reformed? Someone in the comments, instead of just going, "No, you two don't know what you're talking about," someone do some research. How many prisoners come out reformed? I can guarantee it's hardly any.
Only people that I've seen come out reformed is the people that get locked up for the crimes they didn't commit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
And
obviously,
there was, I don't know if you remember seeing this video. I sent it to you ages ago. There was a guy, and been locked up for a crime he didn't commit, and
mm,
many, many years. He'd go to court. Now you're guilty. It was, in his 50s, I think, and half of his life has been spent behind bars for a crime he didn't commit,
yeah,
and he was literally there was people like around him that hold him up because he was so heartbroken that he thinks what's the point? I'm gonna
mm,
go to court, I'm gonna get told I'm guilty. Where's the proof? We don't need to show you proof, we just know you're guilty. And he'd get sent to prison and he was literally bawling his eyes out. The judge went, I'm so sorry this happened to you. He went, but we have literally found no evidence that you did this and they've locked you up for a wrong reason. Then you are innocent. He broke down, and the people had to hold him up. He had handcuffs on, and he
mm,
broke down on the table. His family are behind him, his wife, his kids, his probably whatever. They're all crying because they're like, oh my God, thank God. And he's literally born his eyes out. And I was like, how can you get locked up, wrongfully accused, for that long. Is there some lawyers, or not some lawyers, some judges out there that are so bent
It's not
and
all
you know,
about the judges. If the jury finds you
I'm saying
guilty,
some juries sit there. I mean, you could sit there and scream and cry until you're blue in the face that you're innocent. If all it takes is one person to go, yeah, well, I think he's doing it, and then they'll go, what's your reason? And then they make people, and they start putting ideas in other people's heads.
yeah. I mean,
Why is he kicking off the way he has if he's innocent? And they go, oh yeah, you've got a right. Oh yeah,
yeah.
he's acting a bit hostile. You know, then that's it. You're locked up for something you haven't fucking done.
It
I mean,
happens.
I've always said that proof. They should show you proof, no matter if the jury. I mean, they show the
Yeah, but
jury,
what
the
about if
proof
there
to the
isn't
jury
any
and
proof,
everything.
though? That's what I'm saying. I
I'm
mean,
saying they just go on hearsay, don't they?
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But that's it. They go on hearsay. But if you was to phone a policeman now or a policewoman and go, "There's some people outside my window. They're fighting. I think they're dealing drugs. I think one of them's going to get out scabbed. We can't. No, they probably come down, but they just go." Well, we can't really do anything until someone's been stabbed. Are you sure they're going to get stabbed? Well, I don't know, but it could get nasty.
Yeah, it's like that. I think one's got a gun. Are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure? Poof. Yeah, definitely sure. Now he shot him. You know what I mean? You know, it is. I mean, obviously, I don't know if it's still doing, but back in right, I'm sounding like an old twat here. Back in that day, you phoned the police, no matter about anything. You'd
They come
phone,
down.
yeah,
They come
nights,
down.
nights. Will they still be there in 2 years? Um, uh, uh, Probably. Well, we're short staffed, so we can't send anyone down. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand. You know, a lot of people don't like the police. Me personally, I think that they do a wonderful job. You
I mean,
know, when they
I think we
actually
need
do
more
it.
police on the street. To be honest, we need
But
more
that's what
police
it
on the
is.
street.
And if we had more police on the street, I know people got it won't make a difference. I think I'm not saying it would cut down on crime, but a lot of it would stop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think police have got so much red tape they can't. Back before we were even born, when TVs were black and white, you know, you walk up to a policeman, dickhead policeman, the fucking black. That's it. Nowadays, it's thank you, sir. Knobhead. Thank you, sir. No.
They should just let them do what they used to do back in the old, back in the
I mean,
50s.
obviously, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why the judge, you know, the jury system, whatever it's fucking called, I can't say it, and the police officers is there's so much red tape. They have to look after criminals, and you just think, why? Why do you want to look after someone who's? I mean, I saw it. I mean, I'm sure I've talked about this. A group of teenagers beat up this old man and robbed his pension. What happened to them? Don't know. They had balaclavas on. Could they get DNA from him? There were no DNA. CCTV? Right, just in the town centre? No CCTV. So you're saying there were no DNA, they're all wearing like balaclava scarves and stuff like that, where you can't see the face, and there were no CCTV. And it was done in a city centre, where there are literally cameras nearly on every street you go on.
There'll be CCTV, but not CCTV footage to tell you who it is.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, though,
If I was to wear a mask now, right, and go out and wear a mask and put a black coat on and and a mask, no matter which it is, and I was walking around and I was looking up at and I knew where the cameras were, and I'm just walking around. They'd say there's no CCTV footage. They just go. What they should be saying is there is CCTV footage, but nothing we can say it's
yeah,
them
exactly.
because they're wearing balaclavas, masks, whatever. So the thing is, everyone thinks that when they play like games and everything, like GTA for instance, they think that it's easy to get away with crime. They make it easy on the game because it's entertainment reasons.
Yeah, exactly.
But for entertainment reasons only. But no. I don't know. I mean, yeah, some people get away with stuff. I mean, I've seen, you hear on news a car's been robbed, and years later, days later, months later, or whatever, weeks later, they find it burnt out on train tracks or something. You know, that's to hide, that's to get rid of, destroy evidence and everything, right? But thing is, with that, they should literally say there is footage, because I posted something on my TikTok from someone who almost got their child kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to go into what happened, but I think it was a young boy, about 12 or 13-year old, and he's walking home, and a car come up behind him and grabbed hold of him. Obviously, the boy, obviously like managed to get free, and he ran all the way home and told his mom. And I saw it on Facebook. I shared it, and I told the woman that I was going to share this abound. She said thank you. When she put on Facebook update, and she said that they looked, they saw CCTV footage, but they couldn't see the car registration plate because the camera didn't go that way, that far. That far.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It wouldn't go. It turns around,
And they couldn't
but
see it.
it won't turn that much because it goes out of their vision. Because most cameras are like that, pointed like that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's to protect the business. Might get a bit of a street view, but they said there weren't enough evidence to blame who it was or who it was, and they just said that. Do you know what it were? And they put the first few letters of it, like jotted it down, but I think it was like Y. I feel like YC or something like that, or CY. It's like how many cars are going to have that same registration plate? You know,
Exactly.
some the same number, like not same numbers, but it might start with that.
Yeah. I mean, thing is, I mean, I just think that police and stuff like that, they're not feared anymore. I know
No,
people say, yeah, they're not feared. I mean,
they're not.
I've told you on another episode, right? An elderly woman were getting harassed by some teens. You know, they were lobbing stuff at her window. You know, stuff like that. She got them actually on camera, showed them to the police officer. Police officer stood there and went, "Do you know who they are?" The elder lady went, no, I don't know. We can't do no. We can't do no. Say,
It
check if
happened
they're on
last.
your system for crying out loud. Or
It
our
happened last
system's
year.
not up to date. What do you mean it's not up to date? You're the police. It should be up to date. Oh, we're about 2 years behind.
Yeah, then they'll blame COVID then.
Yeah, then they'll go, oh yeah, it were COVID, or we're not funded enough. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, you're probably not funded enough, but at least try it. You know, I mean, I
Yeah.
think everyone. I know people in the comments will go, no, they can't. I think every couple of years, everyone should be photographed by the police, fingerprinted, and that's it. So
Yeah,
you're
because
on
they
their
don't know what
system.
they are, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's it. And then but
It
people would be
happened
like,
last
no.
year. It happened last year with the around bonfire night. You know, now obviously don't get me wrong, bonfire night. You know, everyone obviously it's fireworks galore. But I was literally watching the fireworks out my window, and I was watching them, and then these kids appeared out of nowhere in a general, about five of them, and they said them ones who you know they like it's like firework cannons.
Mm.
And it's them ones that you can hold. It's like you hold them, but when they give you like a couple of seconds to let go.
Mm.
They were firing them at houses nearby, and then a cop car went past, just doing it mind its own business. They hid behind a bush. They set loads of fireworks off at the cop car. Cop car didn't want to stop and just go. Didn't stop and go. Oh, yeah. They just went. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Now
back if we did something like that back in our day.
If we had guns, if police had guns, they'd be out shooting them by now.
Yeah.
But no, the firework. Obviously it must have been them. I can't remember what they call that. It's the ones that are safe ones. But they were shooting them at cars, firework,
Houses.
lampposts. You know the lot. And I was thinking, and obviously, like I said, you know, a few people did phone police. Because there was a woman that come out on she come out and she was like, yeah, I can see them there across the road, blah blah blah. Did it turn up? No.
I don't.
It's like you'll turn up if there's a gang dealing drugs or doing anything with, like, and they're gonna be there for a while. Yeah, you'll come down.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the only time, I mean, I might be wrong about this, but the only time you can phone the police and get them to come down is if it's the armed response. If
Mm.
you go, there's a guy over there with a gun. He's in that house. I'm going to stay on this line. I want you to send someone because I'm sure he's got a gun, and and I'm going to let you know if he drives away. But I'm only going
Yeah.
to be able to give you, I can only keep, if he drives away,
Yeah. Yeah.
ensure that I can't help you no more. They will come down and they will expect you to sit there and go, is he still there? Yeah. Right, okay. Do you know what type of gun he's got? And then they'll just give you all the questions, like maybe you might know, maybe you don't
Mm.
know. But they'll come down and then they'll obviously, smash into the car if he's trying to drive away, or they'll do everything like that. Because obviously I've seen it on YouTube and everything. But getting someone to come down with petty crime, they'll just go, no, we're not doing that.
Exactly.
But when you watch videos of police doing the job in America and other stuff, and they've got guns and everything, and they're allowed to use deadly force if needed, you don't see them messing about. Only time you don't see police messing about in our country is when they've got armed response.
I just want to clarify something. We're not slagging off the police. We're
Oh no,
just
no, no.
saying that nowadays nobody cares, and the people who care aren't funded enough to literally do it. I mean, I
I
mean,
mean, someone did a graffiti outside like spray painted something outside of a police station. They didn't even come out and do it.
exactly.
I mean, I'm not, like I said, we're not slagging off the police or
No,
anything, but
we're just
it's
saying
like,
that
if one of us decided to say, oh yeah, let's go and spray paint outside that, they'd be more likely we'd get caught.
yeah, if we did that when we were teenagers, that's what I'm saying. The police aren't feared now because there's so much red tape stopping them. I mean, at one stage, some were arguing, "Oh, shut up, Dick! You can't say that now. Please, sir, why you mind being quiet? Cause you are disturbing the peace. Bollocks, taser the cunt." Scream that, dickhead. So why not? Why not? Oh, you can't taser him. Why? It might hurt. Yeah,
The thing is,
but
the justice system, to round it all up, the justice system is not fair anymore, and it
no,
is not powerful enough.
no, it's a pushover.
And that's why and then, yeah, you might get, most people might say, yeah, well, you still get locked up if you do this or do that. Yeah, you get locked up, but the thing is, look at Bronson, for instance. He's been locked up, and he has, I won't say he's reformed, but he says he's too old now to go out causing any trouble. Because obviously everyone knows the story about Bronson. He's the most violent prison. Is Britain's most violent prisoner, and he's never killed anyone, as far as I'm aware. He hasn't killed anyone. On the films and documentaries about him,
Mm,
he hasn't killed anyone. Only thing he did, he just liked fighting. So he'd fight the guards and fight everybody else. Who'll get up to him. He won't care as long as his fists were working. He won't give a toss. Right? He'd fight them. I think he robbed a post office when he was very young, and that's it. He robbed some. He robbed. I think he robbed a
yeah.
jewelry shop as well. Uh, Like, he robbed a jewelry shop. He said, "Can I see that ring?" And he hit the guy and took off with it. Right? But he hasn't killed anyone.
Mhm.
He hasn't killed anyone. He's kept on the films. He's kept people hostage, and on documentaries they said he kept people hostage. And the real Bronson is still alive, so he can actually clarify saying, "Yeah, I did do that stuff." Because I did watch someone on, I think around TV News, they were on about releasing him ages, like a couple of years ago, and he lost his appeal. And I'm thinking, he said, "I'm 70 odd year old." He says, nearly pushing 80, and I'm not and I haven't got the energy anymore to go around causing crime and fighting with people. He says, if all the people that I have lost, families, cousins, friends, it would take me a total of 6 months, maybe even a year, to go around and see them all. But,
Um,
but, but, but what does he do now? He paints in his cell, and he sells them for money. And people buy his artwork, and they go. And he literally said on the last documentary I watched, he literally said, he went, "I'm not getting released anytime soon." No, oh, okay, I'll just carry on painting then. And he just carries on painting. He's an old man. Yeah, he's Britain's most violent prisoner. But everyone mellows out when they get to a certain age. He's old. I mean, name anyone in the comments, and obviously Lee, you as well. Name me anyone who's an old man who could literally, who's in his 70s or 80s and still thinks, "Ha, I'm going to rob a shop today. Even though I'm an old cripple, I can still do it."
No, I can't
There
think
you
of
go.
anyone.
There you go. There you go. You know, and then people in the comments might go, "Oh yeah, Donald Trump's in his 80s nearly because he set a missile off on Christmas Day and he's doing this, doing that." Yeah, but he's got the money to do it. He's literally the president of the fucking USA. But anyone who's not in power, anyone who's not got the power,
Just like a
like
normal
Donald Trump,
person.
just like a normal person, name me someone who's in the 70s or 80s who can go around and still cause trouble. Because I don't know anyone who could do that. When you get to a certain age, you think, right, I've maybe had a rowdy life when I was younger, but I'm going to use my final years to sit back in my recliner chair and just watch shit on TV. Maybe go to a pub, maybe go out and see something. But I'm not going to. Last thing on your mind when you get to an old pensioner is going to go, "Oh yeah, I feel like sticking up a bank."
My pension didn't go far. Love, give me a shotgun. Be back in 5 to
You
10
know.
years.
I mean, maybe there is someone out. Maybe there is someone out there. Pardon me, who's like old, like 70s, 80s, that would easily go. Probably I would easily do that, but I don't know. I can't name them. I
No,
can't
I
name. I
can't.
don't even know. I don't even know. I won't even know who to. I won't even know who to look. I mean, yeah, they always say there's a 50-50 chance you're walking past the next serial killer. You know, you cross paths, you're walking past a murderer. That
Yeah.
person you walk past could have killed someone, or is on his way to kill someone. You know, so maybe there is a few old people I've walked past that would probably do it if they had to, but I don't know if they would or not because old people I've seen they can barely walk. I mean, I see old people coming into a shop. I'll open the if I'm coming out that shop, I'll open the door and they'll go, "Thank you, love," and I'll go, "You're welcome," and I'll keep the door open until they actually get in.
Yeah.
Some of them can barely walk. Some of them are hunched over.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
carrying little baskets on wheels.
Yep.
And I'm just thinking, I can't be nasty to them because I'm going to get that. We're going to be
Yeah.
old, and we don't know if we're going to be stood up straight, all our young life, and then slowly and slowly and slowly hunch over, and then we're stuck like that forever.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'd rather I'd show respect to any old person just as the same as I would do to a young person. But obviously, I don't get it how one, like you said about the prison system and that lot. He's the only person who's kept his head down, kept his nose clean, not done nothing in prison for a long time, and now he's just being left there to die. And they've said, "You're not going to get out, Bronson. Stop trying. You're never going to get out. People could vote for you as much as they want to get you out, but it's not happening." I'm thinking, well, why? He's a pensioner.
Yeah.
He's an old man. I don't know any old man that's going to go around and start robbing fucking post offices with a shotgun.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, they ain't got the. I mean, he even said he went, "I haven't got the energy no more to do that." He said on his video on the interview he had because someone from I think it was ITV Calendar or someone.
Yeah.
He sat there with his hands like that on the desk and he's literally sat forward and he went, "I haven't got the energy to do that anymore." He says, if there were to release me today, I would see all the loved ones and family members that I've lost, and then I'd go and get a nice little cottage somewhere and spend the rest of my days painting and selling them, and I'd do that for a job. He doesn't sound like a dangerous man to me anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, he's dangerous in his youth, but he doesn't sound like a dangerous man now.
and then there's people out there raping, murdering, and that lot, and
Yeah.
they get
And then they get
out.
locked up, and then they get locked up, and then a couple of years later, or even months later, they're back on street doing it again. And there's been,
Yeah,
if Bronson sees that, I bet he'd be fuming. Oh,
yeah,
they've murdered people, and here's me who ain't killed nobody, and I'm still fucking locked up. I would,
yeah.
if literally, if I was Bronson, right, and I went, oh, and I'm watching the news, oh, someone from a different country's done that, like killed someone, sexually assaulted someone, whatever. And he's watching it on his TV and he goes, they've been let out, but here's me, kept my head down for so many years and I'm still fucking locked up behind
Mm.
bars. I'd be fuming. I
I
would
think
be
I would
fuming
be.
because, like, I mean, the thing is, though, I mean, yeah, they might have changed things on the film to make it more entertaining, but Tom Hardy, who plays Bronson in the film, he literally got a phone call off of Bronson, the real Bronson, and said, "You've played me to a T." He says, "When I watched that, it was like watching myself on TV.
Oh wow.
You got my story right."
Okay.
And I felt like I'd be honoured if I did a film based on a killer
So
or a.
yeah, and they get
Yeah,
in
and then
contact.
and then,
Yeah,
and then and then the real person says, "Oh, it's like watching myself in the mirror." I'd be honoured. I'm like, well,
yeah. About yeah.
at least I'm not on your hit list now.
Yeah, exactly. We're cool now, yeah.
Yeah, we're cool now. Yeah, no bricks front windows next week. Cool, safe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Change number just in case, and I'll move.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, yeah, we're cool, good. Number change, address change, fucking country change. Fuck, it, I'm going.
But I'm saying, but it's like I don't get it. It's like I said, the justice system is not as strong as it used to be. And if they can keep a man like him locked up now, why can't they keep the other ones locked up? And the prisons are overrun. Well, let him out then. Let people out who like him, who've been locked up for years, and he's kept his nose clean, and put someone in there. Yeah, it won't free up much space, but there's multiple solutions you can do for that, but no one will do it. No one, you say, oh, deport them, lock them up in that one, send to that country, and do that. Those go, yeah, but then them jails get full then, and you can't deport them because they might get killed if they go to their own country. Well, they're coming over here, send them
Mm-hmm.
back. I mean, France were popping the dinghies when they got in onto the show, popping the dinghies.
Yep.
But they still got into France though.
Yeah. True. It's true.
But I just think I just, like I said, we're not slagging the police off, but sometimes some people just need to think that there's certain people you need to lock up and there's certain people you need to
Let out.
let go,
Yeah.
let out. Because yeah, murderers, robbers, yeah, they're a danger to anyone because you could go into a shop and a guy comes in and robs it, you're in there, you could get shot if he's probably doing it
Exactly.
to you. But that's like a 1 in 1,000 chance of it happening.
But nowadays, fucking, I doubt
Well,
it. But
nowadays it could happen nowadays it could happen tonight or maybe tomorrow.
yeah,
But
exactly.
but like I said, I mean, in town there's more security on shops,
Mm-hmm.
so they're standing outside. So if the whole kicks off, they're already able to get them at the door. And most places have panic buttons now, so when they press the button, that's it. All fucking lock goes off. Die packs go off at money at lot. So it would make it. So most people. So people like him, like
Yeah.
Bronson, need to be let out because he's been in there for long enough now.
They're
You know,
probably
and
thinking. They are probably thinking that if they let him out, he will go back, even though he said he won't. So I kind of see where they're coming from, but they let worse people out than him,
yeah.
and they reoffend.
Look at the craze. They locked them up, and they didn't see the light. They didn't get out of jail.
No, true.
All the time they got out of jail was to go and see their mum at the funeral.
Yeah.
And then I think one of them got let out to go to one of their brother's funerals.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only time they got a bit of fresh air to see the outside world. you know, they didn't let the. I mean, yeah, the Krays did kill people, and the Krays were probably more notorious than him.
Yeah,
But
true.
but, but it's like understandable. Lock a guy up who's killed and raped and murdered and
Mm.
robbed and everything. But then there's a guy who hasn't killed someone. Yeah, he's burgled, he's robbed. He hasn't done any sexual things. He's not abused kids or anything like that. Only thing he does is just go into a lot of fights and robbed a post office and robbed a jewelry shop.
Yep.
You know, that's all he did, and he's still in jail now. But then you get someone who's killed, sexually assaulted, robbed something. They're locked up for a few years. They'll be out. They'll be out in a few years' time.
True.
And it's like, where's the justice system gone? Where is it gone?
Down the pan. That's where it
You
has
know.
gone.
So it's just one of those things where you just think maybe in their eyes he's not. You know, one of the worstest ones there is. And he did go to Broadmoor, where the mentally insane go.
Yeah.
That's probably the reason why he won't get let out because he went there.
Probably.
But
Yeah.
one of the Cray twins went there.
Mm-hmm.
He still got he got it, and I don't know if he died there, but I know he died in it. But I know one of them died with cancer, and the other one died with a heart attack.
Yeah. And they were both in
So
prison.
and they're both in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Bronson that's older than them, outlived them, and he's like, all I want to do now is paint. And he just gets treated like a criminal still. Which, yeah, maybe in some people's mind, he's a criminal.
Mm.
Well, when's the last time he's kept his nose clean for fucking God knows how many years?
Some
I mean,
people.
the world to him will be foreign. If he ever gets let out, the world to him will be foreign.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've seen him, you've probably seen the film Shawshank Redemption. There's an old man in that film who works in the library and he's an
Yeah.
inmate, right? He's an inmate, and he works in the library, and he's got a pet. I think he had a pet bird, like a pet crow or something, or a magpie or something.
Mm.
And he had that and he let it, and he had that as a pet, right? And he got into a routine of looking after this bird, right? And his character was all that working in the library, paid his time off. It was an old man. They let him out. They said, right, you're free to leave now. You've served your sentence, you can go. So he goes, bit nervous because the world's changed. You know, he got locked up when probably half technology wasn't even around, like much
Yeah.
technology was around. He got locked up. He spent all his life in prison, let out for the final few years of his time. Things were scaring him. The world had changed. He had to let his bird go because he couldn't find where he couldn't find anywhere to look after it like he did in
Mm.
prison. He had a routine in prison how to feed it, how to look after it. He had to let it go, and because he lost his best friend, which was the bird, and the modern day world was scaring him with all the different changes, he hung himself. He hung himself.
Exactly.
So the guy, and obviously, so I'm not saying Bronson's going to do the same
No,
thing if he
no,
was to,
no.
but he would. But he actually did say on his interview, some of the world outside. He says it's a good job. He says it's a waste of time even letting me out because most of the stuff most of the world I want to see, I won't like to see.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's saying he wants to still be let out, but there's a fit. But if he says he don't want to he's on a 50-50. If you let me out, I'm not going to like what I see because the world's changed. But if you don't let me out, at least I don't get to see the shit that the world's turned into.
Which it has.
He just sees it through the TV or sees it through the window,
Yeah.
and that's it. And like but wrap it all up, the justice system is just gone.
Yeah.
It's
It
gone through the window. It's flying over there somewhere. It's going into the wind. It's probably even left the atmosphere at this point.
Poor fucking us, man.
You know, and that is it. So, like Nigel Farage says, the only way you get locked up now is if you write something on Twitter or Facebook about Keir Starmer.
That is true. I mean, no.
That's the only way you will get a large prison sentence. And I think Nigel's even slagged Keir Starmer off on Twitter because I saw some earlier on, and he said something. But I bet he won't get locked up. He ain't got no authority to lock you up.
If Keir Starmer did start locking MPs up,
It'd be,
it,
oh, it'd be,
it
there'd
would
be a
keep
war.
the biggest uproar. I mean, obviously, Labour and Conservatives have always been at war with each other. But
Obviously, yeah.
if he did start locking MPs up, it would cause the biggest uproar ever. You know, Conservatives would be locked up, Liberal Democrats, Green, Reform, you know, SNP, Pride Cumbria, you know, they'd be all locked up. And then Keir Starmer
Oh, yeah,
goes,
yeah.
Labour's the only MPs out there. You vote for us or you don't vote. Okay, don't vote them. Simple as I'll just not vote them.
And there'd be people that have voted Labour, but a lot of people have even said they're regretting, which obviously Nigel has done, like, veshes them. And half the people that wanted it has even said, yeah, I wish I never voted Labour now because we didn't know what we were voting for. And he's like, well, vote for reform, and by 2029, I'll be your Prime Minister. And he's like, they're like, okay, we'll go over to yours. And he's like, yes, just won a few more seats.
I mean, a lot of people from, what you call it, Conservatives have actually gone over to Reform.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, obviously, I mean, I'm 50-50 about Reform. I don't think they'll keep all the plans, if any. I mean, a lot of parties do. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Keir Starmer, apparently, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll do that. He's done fuck all. I mean, people are going,
Exactly.
he's done loads of stuff. Yeah, but he hasn't done anything he promised. He's done nothing he
Exactly.
promised, you know, and
Exactly.
it just, you know, I mean, a lot of people are like that, you know, a lot of parties are like that. Oh, yeah, I promised this, I promised that. Haha, I'm in, dickhead. That is literally it.
We'll have, like I said, most people will have to see if he does stick to his promises, and that's all we can do.
Yeah, that is literally it.
We can do. But anyway, guys, this, as you can probably tell, is a late video. It is night. We did plan to do this yesterday,
Yeah,
but it is now currently
circumstances.
sat. It is literally currently sat there, and we plan on doing this Friday. But we had to do it today because we just couldn't find the time to do it Friday. It was either I was busy, and then Lee obviously couldn't do it at certain times, and I couldn't do it at certain times. We were both just
Yeah,
too busy. But what I say,
we've been live for 2 hours.
that's all right. That'll make a difference. We made up for it. We
Yeah,
made up for not doing it yesterday. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. It's always a pleasure, and I know we haven't said this on every live stream, no, sorry, every podcast. But if you want to join us, you know what to do.
we actually do say it in
Contact
every
me.
live stream. We say it
I don't think
every-
we said last time. The
I
last
don't
time we
know.
didn't.
I don't know.
But contact me or contact Lee. Give us your Discord. We will add you on Discord if you want to be in it. Just give us one of us a message, and we'll put you through to the live stream when it's ready. We'll give you a call, or we'll tell you when the dates are going to go up. We'll give you a clue. We'll try and keep it up to a schedule.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. That's all we need to do. That's all you need to do
Yep.
to what to if you want to join in. Obviously, it won't be to agree with us. It'd be to talk about whatever you want to talk about, and also it'd just be it'd probably just be more topics that we haven't seen, but you might have seen.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that's it. You just fill us in of what you know, and then just go. Fair enough. I mean, there could be topics about trains, space, obviously politics stuff, horror stories, anything like that.
Conspiracies.
Yeah, conspiracies. All you need to do is just drop me a message or in Discord asking to be on it, or message Lee, and that's all you need to do. If you want to
Yep.
join, you know what to do. Discord, message me or him, and that's it. Or even if you want, message both of us because we're not always glued to our phones going.
Somebody talk to me.
It's like your phone's like, someone talk to me. Your phone comes back. Oh, she was popped up. What's that say? No one's going to talk to you. You have no friends.
Well, it would be,
Close
wouldn't
to
it? Yeah. Oh, fuck, it's
But yeah,
raining. Swim, you cunt.
no, really. But yeah, but thing is, message both of us because, like I said, we're not always going to read messages. If you know, sometimes I just get messages, "Hi, Kieran, how are you?" And that's and that's it. So I even get people adding me on Discord to groups. I'm just like, well, I have no need to be in this group because you're not. It's not. I don't know what it's about. It's just random sending random gifs and pictures and stuff. So I just leave it. But if you want to be in the group, if you want to be in the disc in the podcast, next time we do one, which will be next week at this rate, we will happily bring you in and you can
Yep,
talk about whatever you need to talk about.
exactly.
So thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah. We will see you possibly next week with another episode. What will it be about? We don't even know.
I don't even know what I'm doing as soon as I wake up. So we don't know so we don't even know what this episode, what the next episode is going to be about.
No.
I mean, this Uncensored podcast is just random,
Yeah.
randomness. You know, we might have
Sometimes,
topics. Today we had no topics, did we?
no. You
We had
wanted
no
to do
topics
the
today.
thing before we end. Kieran's wanted to do this for a while, and even I have said we should, where we just start off, no topics, just go, 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 and go. And obviously, with us being live, well, not live, keep saying live, with being like this long, obviously, we've just had loads of things to talk about, and we still haven't got through it. We could, I don't know about Kieran, but I could go for like another hour.
I mean, I've got some drawers here, right
Yeah,
here, and they are full of shit that I could talk about. As soon as I've nailed one off, I just go, right, I don't need that anymore because
exactly.
I just it's like a little filing cabinet side of me. I've got 3 drawers full, jam packed. I can barely close them because they're that full.
Exactly. We've got
And
loads of stuff.
sometimes the topics are in there. I don't have time to talk about because there's something else that catches my attention that recently just happened or whatever.
Exactly.
But yeah, next week we might be telling some. It might be a mixture of everything next week.
Yeah.
It might be a bit of horror, conspiracy theories. It might just be anything. You might even see a couple of shorts come up on this channel because we are planning on getting a few shorts
Yeah.
on this channel. Just so if we can get a routine of shorts going up, at least then if we don't do a big long video like this,
They've still got videos to watch.
the channel's still going to get updated and content. So anyway, before the video gets any longer, Lee, we've been live for 2 hours. 2 hours now. I've been nearly 3 about time.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks
Not
for
far off.
watching. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Obviously, all the links to our stuff will be down there. Obviously, to his merchandise and everything like that. So go and check out my merchandise. We'll go and buy Lee's merchandise, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.